Hello YouTube. So here is 10 ICR 18650 2200 milliamp hour cells on my iCharger 401 Duo. Get the glare off the screen, and I am plugged into this Meanwell power supply. If you hear a fan in the background, it's probably this one, probably not the ones in the iCharger. So I tend to not turn on for a good little while. So what I'm going to do here is set my camera down, and let's bump this back a little bit. There we go. So what I'm going to try to do is quickly show you the interface on here while I'm doing a charge. So first thing you're going to want to do is hit that button down there, and that way I've selected channel 1. And then I hit the jog dial button, and now I've got the options LiPo, lithium ion, life, so on. And since it's already got lithium ion picked, I'm going to pick that, and I've got charge, the first option in there, and it's set to 5 amps. And then that's all there is to it. All I'm going to do is hit charge. It's going to say yes or no, and it's going to start charging. So I'm going to say stop, or no, rather. No. Okay, so now we're back here. The reason why I wanted to stop this was I wanted to show you this, the way you get to this display. So on the left-hand pane here, you got charge, storage, discharge, cycle, balance only. Then over on the right-hand side, you've got several options here. So if I go down one, you'll see the options change, discharge, they change again, so on and so forth. So to change these settings here, you hit the tab button, and now it's put the jog dial in to switch to the other fields. So to me, this tab button ought to just automatically take you over to here, and it doesn't. You have to hit the jog dial once, and now I'm over there. Now I can change those settings. So if I wanted to change current, I could easily do that. Then hit, so I'd hit enter or hit the button, and then I turn the jog dial to whatever, and then set it by hitting it again. Now it's set. And at this point, then I could go down to start, hit that, and now I get that little screen again, and now I'm actually starting to charge. Normally, if everything's all set up, you would not do that. I'm going to hit no, and I'm going to hit stop again. So now I'm back at the main screen. Normally what you do is, if you're just repeating something you already did, just hit the jog dial button once. Whatever cell type you picked last is remembered. Whatever process you did last, charge, storage, whatever, is still stored. All these settings in here are stored regardless, you know, whether you used them last or not. And then if I hit charge again, now I get the little yes thing, and now I'm ready to charge. So now it's going to charge at 5 amps. Takes a couple seconds for it to detect the cells and to start things out. There we go. Now so current's starting to ramp up. And we're at 3.5 amps, and it's still climbing. 4 amps. So that fan you're hearing is the one from my PSU. So this fan right here. The ones in the charger itself are not doing anything. They're quiet. They're not making any noise. There's no airflow. So we're showing 4.96 amps right now. It's showing it put 49 milliamp hours in so far. Pack voltage is 40.5 volts. And you can see, let me readjust here a little bit, zoom in some more so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go. So you'll notice that, grab something I can point with. You notice that the cells will have these little bar graphs next to them. Basically what that indicates is that those cells are balancing, and other cells like this one here, it's not balancing yet, because if you notice, this one's at 3.99 volts, this one says it's 4.05 something. So that one is trying to balance it out, let all the cells catch up with each other, if you will. But other ones, like this one here, says it's at 4.1 volts. It has no bar next to it. It's because it's not doing anything to that cell. It's basically sitting there static. So these ones here, those are all in some phase of balancing. These cells right here, like at 4.1 volts, they're not really doing anything right now. They're not really taking in current. And then other ones like this 3.997 volt cell, that one is in the process of charging upwards. So anyway, we're seeing on screen what's really happening. If you press the status button, that's this button, the screen will change, and now you'll see individual cell resistance, IR for cells. And if you press status again, now you're getting to see how much wattage, what the end voltage is per cell, 4.1 volts, what I've got the input voltage, low voltage set to, which is 10 volts, which I'll never see, safety time, which I have turned off. In other words, you can set how long it'll allow charging to happen. I never use that functionality. There's a temperature cutoff in here, but I don't have the temperature sensors plugged in. And there's an end capacity, which of course I have set to 0 milliamps because I'm ignoring it. I don't care. And that's pretty much it. And then if you hit status again, you're back to the cell voltages screen. If I was charging on this side over here, I would see the exact same thing, or discharging over there, or balancing, or whatever. Both cells were both channels were completely independent of each other. So whichever way you want to go, charge, discharge, balance, discharge from this side and charge to that side. There's all kinds of combinations of things that you can do in there. Down here at the bottom, it says 17.84 volts. So that's what's coming out of my mean wall power supply, and it says I'm pulling 10.6 amps. I don't know why that is when I'm only showing 4.18 amps up here, but that's what it's saying. It also says so far I've pulled 0.7 amp hours, and the ambient temperature in the room is 34.3 degrees Celsius. Or actually, I think that's the temperature of the heatsink. So there you've got pretty much everything there is about the app that's on the charger and how that works. I'll just let this sit here and play. And let the charge continue on for a while, but no point recording that. That's boring.